this right here? Um, Given mother of Nolan, grieving mother of Nolan Wells, reportedly hit with 1 star review as family seeks answers in his death. Hit with 1 star review. As the investigation into the death of 18-year-old Nolan Wells continues, his mother, Christine Wansley, is now reportedly facing a wave of 1 star online reviews tied to her work as a nurse practitioner. Supporters say the reviews began appearing after Nolan's death gained national attention and argue she shouldn't be targeted while grieving the loss of her son. Neither Miss Wansley, Christine Wansley, nor her employer has publicly commented on the reviews. The Wells family, represented by attorney Ben Crump, has continued calling for transparency as investigators work to determine exactly what happened to Nolan Wells after he was found deceased following a July 4th outing in Horns Island in Mississippi. In an independent autopsy previously listed his cause and manner of death as undetermined pending investigation, while the official state autopsy remains pending. Man, fuck them people. She will be fine. One person said in the comments, yo, this is so weird. So those kids murdered her son and now they're attacking her on the internet. This country has not changed one bit and they're constantly telling us to get over it like it's not still happening. This is disgusting. We need to find out who all these people are leaving her 1-star reviews and return the favor. This is unbelievable. One person said in the comments. And that shows that those people are intentionally targeting, wishing to do harm monetary-wise and physically. This shows that the people in that town that are in her vicinity, that are in the school systems, that were in her home, that were near her son, they hate her, him, and all people that are of the black genealogy. You saw the videos, you heard the audio, you saw the videos, you heard the audio, but we already knew. I wish we knew better than to stop trying to fit in because they will take you out. I don't know. This is why black folks should stick together and stick together on and off line, but instead y'all rather shred each other to pieces. I'm sticking up for my niggas, right or wrong. Now let's go give her 5 stars and good comments. One person said in the comment section, mind you, they are doing this because her son was unalive and we don't know what happened. That's crazy. Let's run her up with the 5-star reviews. Simple solution. I say we find those folks and call their jobs since they like to play with people money, because it's time to play ball. It's time for us to play ball. Oh, y'all playing with her business now because she wants answers? Let's play ball then. What's the link? I would like to write my review in full support of Nolan Wells' mother. Where do I go? I'm ready. Who riding with me? I'm picking my folks up. The people doing that are disgusting. This is a grieving mother. She didn't do or say anything negative about anyone. Shaking my head. She just wants some answers. I don't know. I know it looks crazy. Of course it looks crazy. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the investigation is still ongoing. We don't know what happened to Nolan Wells. This has been all over the internet. We've been talking about this for a very long time. It done got politically motivated. You know, we have the left wing and then we have the right wing party going at each other, you know, politicizing this whole Nolan Wells death, you know. R.I.P. to Nolan Wells. Condolences to the family. They're just looking for answers. Everybody want to know the answers, you know. I haven't got any updates on whether the grand jury is finished reviewing whatever they have to review. So we're going to have to wait for that. But right now, all we have is speculations and YouTubers and the media acting crazy right now. And my job is to let people know that, look, man, we don't know what happened. We can't be pointing fingers at nobody. We just got to figure out what happened. And that's what we're doing right now. Right now, the grand jury is reviewing everything. You see what I'm saying? let me look at this. It says no, the grand jury has not finished reviewing the Nolan Wells. The case is currently in the process of being presented to a Mississippi grand jury, and final decision on whether criminal charges will be filed has not yet been reached. Okay, so evidence under seal. Jackson County District Attorney Angel Miles McCraft, or however you say that name, announced that the official state autopsy report and or collected evidence will remain sealed from the public until the grand jury has completed its full review. So not yet. Let me head over to the review so I can find some of those people on Facebook. Let's go spam review the autopsy examiner, y'all. Oh man, people are in a uptick. This is what what's the name said.
The forensic autopsy came back, and lo and behold, even though they're trying to downplay it, and I understand Ben Crump and NAACP and others don't want to try and jump to conclusion or step too far out, but the forensic autopsy showed that there was what they call discoloration. No, I call them bruises in the back of the head, appearing that someone has had their hand pressed at the back of their head, at the back of Nolan's head. That's concerning to me. And so hopefully we'll get some more insight on that. I'm not sure. It seems like there's another opportunity for them to investigate something physiological. I'm just not sure, because as far as I knew, the forensic autopsy is as far as you go, but we'll see. But yeah, that's what causes new concern. And then you've had different stories coming out from the teenagers. One of the young men himself spoke out about it, claiming they had begged Nolan to get on the boat, and that he wouldn't. Then there's the woman that he's supposed to have stayed back with. I think her name Katie or something. Well,
yeah, it says Judge Mathis compares Nolan Wells' death to Emmett Till after reviewing his second autopsy.
He was supposed to have stayed back with Katie. That was their story. However, Katie's friend says that Katie she saw him only in passing on the island, didn't stay with him, and Katie isn't saying anything at all. So it's a lot of moving parts here, and I'm just hoping it's not one of those, quite frankly, and if his friends didn't have anything to do with it and they truly left him behind, etc., etc. He has discoloration, bruises on the back of his neck. Something happened. And quite frankly, this is Mississippi, where in 1955, which sparked the civil rights movement, Emmett Till was killed for so-called whistling at a white woman. And now we're hearing Nolan Wells stayed back to be with a white woman, and he turns up dead with bruises behind his neck. That's the context I'm putting this in. It's Emmett Till, perhaps, all over. The forensic autopsy came back, and lo and behold, even though they're trying to downplay it, and I understand Ben Crump and NAACP and others don't want to try and jump to conclusion or step too far out, but the forensic autopsy showed that there was what they call discoloration. No, I call them bruises in the back of the head.
Okay. Judge Greg Mathis is speaking out on the death of 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells, reacting to Wells' second independent autopsy, which noted red discoloration at the back of his head and neck that Greg Mathis describes as bruising. The retired judge compared the case to the murder of Emmett Till. Mathis says he believes Wells was killed through he was killed, though he noted he's still weighing on all of the evidence as prosecutors move toward a possible grand jury presentation. The independent autopsy conducted by the chair of pathology at Howard University College of Medicine officially listed the cause and manner of death as undetermined. Take a look at the comments. He has lost his mind. One person says, I think Bart choked him to death. Nolan fell on the back of his head, and why they removed the neck? Because of the evidence. I'm sure they were strangling around the neck. Could that be why they removed it in the autopsy? One person asked in the comments. According to the C-tow recording, the boat was sinking and Nolan was on it already, dead. He was dead on the boat already. But the Bible says, whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. The word is the truth. One person said in the comments, surprise, he ain't asked, was anyone on drugs? I'm sure miss him on television. Oh, you talking about Judge Mathis? I think Bart choked him and he fell back and hit his head inside of the boat. Bart lied and said he wasn't there, but the audio clearly debunks that lie. People that are not guilty, number one, would have immediately called 911 if it was an accident drowning. They would not have had to scrub their social media accounts and then delete data from Nolan's phone and had his car keys. Innocent people don't behave like that. The first thing they did was call the judge mother, and she helped cover it up, allegedly. I'm going to say this again. That girl father needs to be investigated. Those boys played a part, but I strongly believe Katie dad and friends didn't like her being around Nolan, being allegedly cozy. Okay. They also didn't send his full lungs to the second autopsy. They sent a piece of it, one person says in the comments. And he also says he also missing some of his neck bones. They didn't send it with his body to Washington, D.C. for the second autopsy. Okay. C-tow call. This is the longitude, latitude. This is the grid coordinates, location of the boat when distress call was made. And rescue drift. I mean, we would listen to it. I'm not about to break all that down. Enough of this comparison to Emmett Till. That was a very brutal torture, unlike this case. No evidence of foul play. One person said in the comments, the evidence points to murder, coercion, lying, tampering, etc. There is audio and footage of them leaving the boat. Many in distress. Nolan was dead on that effing boat. Mr. Crumpet isn't the proper attorney for this case at all. I feel the family should have got a white attorney to handle this case. A right attorney that cares for black people and could use his privilege to get information. Justice is needed, and I don't think they'll get it. A Jewish lawyer, perhaps? Now they got people faking that they saw him on the island after the boat left. Lies. Somebody got some deep pockets paying for this cover-up. If my math is correct, Emmett Till death happened 71 years ago. Ooh. My grandmother lived till 87. She was 16. We living through lynching, etc. in 2026. What the fuck is up? Talk about the lady person that was with him. Wasn't it the girl? Was it not the girl? This kid probably drowned. No one murdered him, specifically the kids that left him. When did they have the chance to do the act and F murder if they left him? It's confusion, basically. Shit, reading your shit is confusion, bro. Talk about the lady person that was with him. Wasn't it the girl? This kid probably drowned. No one murdered him, specifically the children that left him. When did they have the chance to do the act of murder? Okay, that's what he was trying to say, if they left him. It's confusion, basically. Okay. I had to, decipher what he was talking about. Okay. What else we got? Oh yeah, everybody's looking at this one too.